Hi. Continuing with William Wilberforce's discussion of unbelief, he's trying to help us to see how a person could come from a nominal Christian position to skepticism to unbelief. So we will continue to read from Real Christianity. A typical case of such unbelief begins when young men are brought up as nominal Christians. Their parents take them to church as children, and there they become acquainted with those passages of the Bible used in the service. If their parents still keep some of the old habits, they may even be taught the catechism. But they go off into the world, yield to youthful temptations, neglect to look at their Bible, and they do not develop their religious duties. They do not even try to reflect, study, or mature in the thoughts that they once might have had as children. They may even travel abroad and relax still further their religious habits, and tend to read only about those controversial issues of religion, attending church occasionally. These occasional incidents more often offend such youth than strengthen them. Perhaps they are tempted to be morally superior to those they think are superstitious, or the poor examples of some professing Christians disgust them, or else they stumble because of the absurdities of others who see they are equally ignorant to themselves. At any rate, they gradually begin to doubt the reality of Christianity. A confused sense of relief that it is all untrue settles within them. Impressions deepen, reinforced by fresh arguments. At length, they are convinced of their doubts in a broad sweep over the whole realm of religion. This may not be universally so, but it may be termed the natural history of skepticism. It is the experience of those who have watched the progress of unbelief in those they care about. It is confirmed by the written lines of some of the most eminent unbelievers. We find that they once gave a sort of implicit inherited assent to the truth of Christianity and were considered believers. How then did they become skeptics? Reason, thought, and inquiry have little to do with it. Having lived for many years careless and irreligious lives, they eventually mature in their faithlessness, not by force of irreligious strength, but by lapse of time. This is generally the offspring of prejudice, and its success is the result of moral depravity. Unbelief is not so much the result of a studious and controversial age as of one of moral decline. It is dispersed itself in proportion as the general morals decline. People embrace it with less apprehension when all around are doing the same thing. So this is he's speaking somewhat from experience, because we did talk about the fact that he felt himself to be a nominal Christian up to the age of 25. And that is when he studied Christianity and the claims of Christianity and took it more seriously and became a committed Christian. I thought we should also reread Paul's words about the reason for unbelief. Again, Romans 1:18-21. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of men who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God, nor gave thanks to him. But their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. This is Wilberforce's discussion of how he thinks nominal Christians become skeptics and then fall into unbelief. I'm going to link 2 videos that David did. One was called Social Instability, Subliteracy, and the Spread of Unbelief. And the second one was from the series of James Orr videos that David did. This one is 3 Witnesses for God.